Good morning, Collective and Soul Tribe. Today is Wednesday, so happy Wednesday. We are already midweek, okay? Today is October 22nd, so I hope you guys are having a really good day. You guys already know what's up, all right? So let's just jump right into it. Let's not waste any time. Usually I do like a nice little intro, but I don't want to waste any time. Let's get into it, you guys, okay? Let's see what spirit needs to tell you guys for today, all right? So I'm going to pull some random tarot and oracle messages just to see what you guys could need to know in general, and also when it comes to obviously the energy today, or you know, the energy in general. Again, this is a collective reading, so obviously take what resonates with you. All right, guys. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective for October 22nd? We are one day away from Scorpio season. Okay, so if you guys want to check out my blog that I did maybe a couple of days ago, like last week, this was on about Friday. You guys can check it out on my website, mysteriouslyunique.ca. But I did do a post about Scorpio season and what you guys could be needing to know with the new moon coming up in Libra and Scorpio. And also, I believe there's a full moon coming up later on, in November. Okay, I think this is like November 5th or something like that. Okay, so let's get started. Spirit, what messages do you have for the collective for today, please? What messages for the collective do you have for today, please, for October 22nd, Spirit? What messages do you have for the collective for October 22nd, please? Thank you. So whoever this energy is for, this is Seven of Pentacles. For some of you guys, this is harvesting, okay? Harvesting could be anything. This is you planting seeds, for your new beginnings. This could be you starting something new, like a new journey, a new job, a new plan, basically just new beginnings, okay? So house placement 1 is very significant, but this is 7, so seventh house talks about close and personal partnerships and relationships. This could be romantic relationships, business contracts, marriages, even just equality, okay? Some of you guys, this could be you dealing with your shadow self, right? Obviously take what resonates with that, okay? But there is something about receiving justice as well. So while you are in this, planning and waiting period, there is something about you receiving justice, during this transition that you guys are in at this time, right? So this is progress in your career, the hard work that you've put in. Even when it comes to growth in relationships, this is long-term financial growth. So Saturn, for some of you guys that are watching this video, obviously if you guys resonate with this message, Saturn is talking about responsibility and discipline. Okay, so it basically means that there's something that you guys are working on that you're very disciplined about at this time, and there is something about your perseverance that is showing up for other people who are watching what it is that you're growing or what it is that you're doing at this time. So basically just say that you have eyes watching you. Not to scare you, but you do have eyes watching you at all times. And these eyes that are watching you, these could be higher ups, these could be anybody, okay? So that is why when it comes to like your work and dedication, especially if it's your own business, always put 1,000% in your own business. Obviously, if it's someone else's business, obviously you're doing the best that you can. You're going to work, you're making sure that the work gets done. That's totally different. But when it comes to your own personal business, yeah, if you're someone who used to have, leadership roles or leadership skills, or just being the main person to like do everything, then I don't see why not you could be a leader, okay? You don't have to have the education to do that. Some people are willing to train you, okay? So sometimes your personality and the amount of experience that you have, even if it's voluntary experience, or say you just did it for a short time for like your co-op, right? Some colleges and universities do co-op, some high schools even do co-op. So even that you can look at and say, hey, I've accomplished this, I've done this much, you know, I feel like I'm capable or I'm more than ready. Okay, so having perseverance is very significant for some of you guys. Okay, Spirit, what other messages do you have for the collective at this time? What other messages do you have for the collective at this time? And again, when it comes to Saturn, your Taurus placements, if you don't have Taurus and Saturn, maybe you do, for those that resonate with that specific placement. But for those who don't have it, it just shows that you guys are moving steady. So, you know, slow and steady wins the race. That is the energy when it comes to Taurus people. It's almost like in some environments, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn placements may not be appreciated the way that they should be. But in actuality, you know, when you have those placements in your chart, or you are that main sign, depending on where it is in your chart, there's a lot that you can do. So, of course, a lot of people might think you're strict, and I get that because I do have Taurus and Virgo placements in my chart as well. I'm not going to say where, but I do have them as well, okay? I basically have all elements in my chart, okay? So when it comes down to, you know, discipline, organization, even when it comes to like paperwork and things like that, you may be around people that may not like the fact that you like to be a stickler, okay? Like when it comes to you being organized or you just being detail oriented. Some people may not appreciate that, depending on where you go, especially if it's a fast-paced environment. Maybe you guys are moving away from fast-paced environments and moving into something more slow, or you're building yourself up to work in environments that are more slow-paced, okay? The Magician talks about communication. So even the way you communicate, you guys could be receiving communication, but there is something about your skills and abilities that are very significant. Even the way that you manifest could be very significant too. So this is success, you know, your accomplishments, creativity, manifestations. Even for some of you too, some of you guys need to learn to be proud of your, you know, skills, okay? Be proud of your accomplishments. Be proud of your successes, okay? Communication could be very significant. Maybe you might be communicating to someone about, you know, your growth, or someone could be communicating to you about your growth, okay? But you are planning and moving into something brand new, okay? Yeah, same thing I said. I said you guys are planning. This is Two of Wands, making decisions, leaving comfort, and taking risk, okay? Some of you guys have Mars in Aries. This is solar plexus energy. Solar plexus talks about, you know, this I can energy. So it's almost like I have the, you know, the will to speak, okay? Root chakra, throat chakra. I have the room to speak, okay? No matter what it is, I have the room to speak how I feel, okay? Roses could be very significant, especially if they're on vines. Tulips too, but I can. So it's almost like I have the ability to speak my knowledge, my truth, okay? And I can do this, okay? I can leave my comfort. I can, you know, make that first step. I can make that first move. And for some of you guys, this could be confirmation because say you make that first step, that first move, other people may follow you without you realizing it, okay? So it's almost like the world is in your hands. The world is in your oyster. So if you're someone who's manifesting and trying to, basically get more in life, okay? And it's not even in a greedy way. It's basically you saying, you know what, I deserve more, and I know the universe is going to give it to me, okay? That's how you guys could be thinking right now, and it's not even in a cocky way. It's knowing that you are divinely guided and protected, and Spirit wants you to ask them for assistance, okay? Like, instead of going to people all the time, Spirit wants you to talk to your highest self. Spirit wants you to talk to, you know, the person above. They want you to journal. They want you to say certain things to them in the quiet. And the reason why I say that you don't have to always go to somebody is because in this day and age, people are also selfish, okay? People will sit and say to you, oh yeah, I want to help you, and then throw it in your face or use it against you. Okay, so that is why people are like very anxious or scared to open up to other people, because they don't know what that person is going to do with that information. They don't know what that person is going to say about them behind their back. And that is why Spirit is saying to focus on self and then at least allow Venus energy to attract what it is that you're focusing on, what you deserve. The more you focus on yourself, the more you attract, okay? And I get that it doesn't work for everybody, but you also have to find what works for you based on your placements, right? So if you're somebody who sucks at manifestations, for example, and again, everybody's different. That's why I love these examples. If you suck at manifestations and you're somebody who has a lot of fire placements, then don't manifest. You're not a journaler. You're someone who needs to go for a run. Burn off that steam. Go to the gym, work out, do something, okay? That is what I mean by doing manifestations based on your birth chart, okay? So Spirit, give me more messages for the collective. Thank you. Yeah, okay. So for some of you guys that resonate with this message, you guys have this Queen of Swords energy. This is about you being honest and independent, even when it comes to constructive criticism, okay? This is very significant. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius is very significant as well, okay? There could be people in your energy where, you know, they're having introspection. So say you are a certain placement, you may be around other placements. Again, communication is very significant with Mercury, but there is something about you saying things to people and I guess them having an awakening and realizing now, okay, like, oh shoot, maybe, you know, the collective was right. Or, oh shoot, maybe the chosen one was right. And it's almost like it's too late because you guys are moving into something more abundant, okay? So Queen of Swords talks about your wisdom, okay, your leadership, authority. Even when it comes to financial independence, that's what you guys are trying to step into. Even constructive criticism is very significant. Some of you may have received constructive criticism from people that might have not been true, okay? You could be someone who can give, you know, constructive criticism. So just because you're not a Gemini, Libra, or an Aquarius, you may have certain placements in your chart that highlight those things. And that could also trigger other people as well if they haven't healed those inner wounds. So say you are really good at communicating and say you meet someone who is a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and say they haven't worked on their communication skills, you know, in that sense, that could be triggering to them because you're mirroring their wounds and what they need to heal. Same with water signs. Say you're someone who has water placements in certain, you know, parts of your chart. You may be more emotional or sensitive than someone who is a Sun, Cancer, Pisces, you know, Scorpio, okay? And that might trigger somebody who is emotional rather than you highlighting those gifts that you have and meeting someone who is that sun sign to help advance those things for you, okay? Another example would be fire signs. I have a fire moon. Okay. Ooh, scary. A lot of people hate fire sign moons, okay? Especially Aries moons, okay? We get a bad rep, unfortunately, because they, you know, people say we're too blunt, we're too this, we're too that, we're too this, okay? Sometimes you can't listen to what other people say, okay? You know yourself best. Yes, you can Google things, you can learn things about yourself and kind of go more in depth and understand yourself more in depth. Yes, but like I said, Four of Wands talks about community celebrations, reunions. You guys are coming into environments or into communities that celebrate you, okay, that encourage you, that want you to succeed, okay? So me being a fire sign moon, I'm going to attract fire signs, whether it's their sun, their moon, their rising, whatever, especially if it's their sun. That is like me attracting fire signs and getting mad at a fire sign for being so passionate about how they feel. Hello? That doesn't make any sense. Whenever I see a fire sign and their expression of how they feel, I actually enjoy that because they're expressing themselves in a passionate way. And unfortunately, not everybody understands fire signs, so they may look at it like, ooh, they're too much, or ooh, they want attention, ooh, 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 you know? So yeah, I understand when it comes to that, where you guys are stepping into new environments where you feel like you belong, okay? There could be a celebration coming up, like you guys could be celebrating something new. Again, this could be your stability. Obviously, take what resonates. Yeah, determination wanted to show up, okay, guys? This is about your determination, okay? This is about you you know, planning, okay, harvesting, okay. Obviously take what resonates with that, but that's definitely confirmation for you guys, okay. You guys are determined, okay. Whatever seeds you guys are planting, you guys are showing up as very perseverant, okay. Yeah, comfort wanted to show up as well. Okay, so yeah, Two of Wands. Okay, you guys are moving into, you know, more comfortable environments. Okay, this is what you guys are working towards. Even when it comes to your stability, you guys are working towards comfortability. Okay, so instead of being in this go 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 type of energy, you guys are trying to be in a comfortable state. Okay, you're staying away from things that are either forced, rushed, okay, or they just don't make any sense, okay. But good fortune is showing up, and we also have earth placements, okay. Some of you guys, you may have earth placements, or you may be grounding yourself at this time. Obviously take what resonates with that, but grounding yourself could be very significant, okay. Focusing on, you know, like I said, Seven of Pentacles, which is you harvesting, okay. Waiting for results could be very significant as well, okay. You having patience in whatever it is that you're planning could also be very significant too. So Spirit, what are the messages? Thank you. Yeah, so forgiveness is very significant. This could be people from the past, okay? Even yourself, okay? Maybe you guys are forgiving yourself, you know, when it comes to certain people, places, and things. But helpful people wanted to show up as well, okay? So again, you guys could have helpful people around you at this time, okay? Whoever this is that I'm speaking with, these helpful people could be your guides, like your ancestors, your angels, your guides. So obviously take what resonates with that. Okay, Spirit, what other messages do you have for the collective at this time? What angel numbers do you have for the collective at this time watching this video? Thank you. Okay, so infinity wanted to show up, okay? Some of you guys could have, you know, the infinity symbol. You know, maybe you doodle the infinity symbol. Maybe you do like vision boards and you write it down, or maybe you guys have a tattoo, okay? That all depends, right? But infinity symbol is very significant. Even when it comes to like the Fool, starting off back to square one. Zeros could also be very significant too. Okay, so you guys could be starting something new. Okay, yeah, unconditional love wanted to show up, especially when it comes to comfort. Twin flame also wanted to show up, so 222 is very significant. Okay, or 2222 also. And also we have manifestation. So whatever it is that you're manifesting at this time, okay, especially with the Magician showing up, and also we have manifestation, you triumphing through, you know, these challenges, you know, obstacles, whatever it is that you're dealing with. Spirit is saying to keep pushing and moving forward, okay? Not sure who needed to hear that, but yeah, keep pushing forward, keep moving forward. Don't stop what you're doing, okay? Still keep that momentum that you have, and especially with positivity, you know, combined with it, keep moving, okay? There is something about you and your perception changing, and also when it comes to you, you know, going into new communities, okay? These communities that you're stepping into, these could be your new soul family as well, okay? But anyways, I'm gonna end it here. Please take what resonates with you guys. Again, thank you again for the love and the support that you guys have been giving and sharing to me. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Happy Wednesday. All right, guys. I think it's like hump day or something like that, because, you know, it's the middle of the week. Anyways. But yeah, happy hump day, happy Wednesday. And yeah, stay blessed, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.